Deadbolt Don Peoples. Let's talk about it. So we got to get into another Ja Morant situation, and this one again is stemming from that pistol, that yaya, that gun play, and Ja is definitely back in the hot seat for his actions. But what I want to get into is, are we witnessing the sacrificing of Ja Morant? Now, Morant is one of the NBA leading stars, obviously one of his young up and coming players. Had a recent incident, obviously, with a pistol, in a situation to where now he's been, labeled a thug, labeled a person that is trying to live an image that he's not. What I see it as him lashing out, letting us know that everything is not good as you think it might be behind the scenes. Because you have to ask yourself a question. A person like that, obviously having handlers, what is he trying to do and what is he telling us by his actions is the question. I don't think he's stupid by no means. You know, y'all got to understand, man, this is a wicked industry and sports is no different. So when you see players sometimes go left and you wonder why they're going left or what's the reason behind their actions, it's because they're trying to let you know without letting you know. Yeah, I mean, let's face it, hip hop, thug culture has taken over the game, even when we were young and and having all that type of money, of course you're going to be your true self. And his true self is this is the type of man he is. He gonna wear the slugs in the mouth. He gonna throw up his hood. You know, he gonna have certain partners around him. I mean, a lot of people try to label a person a certain way because you grew up in the suburbs, but if your father or you have parents, cousins, or whatever, if they in the streets, then 9 times out of 10 you gonna gravitate towards them. So I don't think it's that he grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth because he was one of the ones that were fortunate to make it out of his situation. I just think that he's being his true self, and before he was Ja Morant, he was a nobody trying to make it, trying to come up out of the circuit where he was at. Didn't have a name, was not really recruited at all. So at the end of the day, we never knew who he was because he wasn't really in the spotlight like some of these other high schoolers or prominent college players. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's unfair to say that he might have not have grew up around that life through family or whatever. But is he influenced by NBA YoungBoy? Obviously. But I mean, I think a lot of people are influenced off rappers. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think you know what I'm saying. Maybe that's his number one choice of what he go to, but we got to understand also that music has spells in it. He's listening to the same stuff that has a lot of these boys in the streets messed up. You feel what I'm saying? So it ain't no different. If you put your ear to it, it's gonna possess you like it does these other dudes to do stupid stuff in the street. But his father obviously is by his side. I think his father is aware of what his son had to sacrifice because everybody thinks it's all talent when it comes to the NBA. It is no different than the music industry when you look at certain people of why they didn't make it or they didn't get to a certain level. It's the same thing with basketball and sports, period. There are people that should have been in the league and are not in the league. Have you wondered why? You have to play the game. You have to do certain rituals. And this might be Ja Morant's humiliation ritual, no different than Deshaun Watson in the NFL. So I'm on the lines of feeling like, listen, we gotta kind of read between the lines, man. Do y'all really feel that a person of his caliber, $200+ million contract, has his father in his life, even though his father want to kick it and be, in the streets and be young himself, but his father is grown enough to know that Ja, his son, is the bag and he will protect him by any means necessary. No different than how LeVar Ball does his sons. You don't hear about them getting in trouble really and not no crazy stuff. So um, I do feel that Ja though is trying to let us know that this is not what he signed up for. I think he thought at first it was all about talent and being a certain athlete and, stuff of that nature. But, with great responsibility, um, to everybody, his family and everybody like that, I think that's why he continues to go on. But he knows what he gave up for this position, Um, when you make that type of money, man, it's a lot you have to give up, and it's unfortunate. I think it's messing with his head. I think when he's around his boys in the hood and stuff like that, he's able to be himself and not be all, in front of the camera having to say the right things all the time at the right time and all that stuff. I think he's being his true self. And the NBA, yeah, they're probably going to suspend him and get him out of there. And it could be that he might not play next year. But I think, regardless of the fact, he's going to have more money than the average Joe. He'll be able to live his life regardless if he's an NBA star or somebody that has to fall back and kind of be a regular dude. So, but I do think the NBA is sacrificing Ja Morant. It's playoff time. They need that energy. I think offing him and getting him out the way as far as him being one of the stars of the league. I think perception is everything. They're not going to be selling Ja Morant jerseys. You could definitely expect his contract, as far as with Nike, to be voided as far as because of everything he's going through. But we got to pray for him, man, because obviously he's in a wicked industry, and I think for real he's lashing out, trying to let us know what's going on. But I really want to hear what y'all think, man. Do y'all feel like Ja is about that gunplay, about that action, and he's just being a ghetto, reckless dude? Or do you feel like, hey, he's really trying to tell us something behind the scenes, and by acting this way is pushing him out, so therefore he can get out of, or attempt to get out of this lifestyle that he's in. But I want y'all to get into the comment box, man, and let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all like, subscribe, share, hit the notification tab so y'all can tap in every time I drop a video. It's your boy Don Peoples. Deadbolt, gone.